Please stand for the arrival of the official party, the presentation of colors by the Tinker Air Force Base Honor Guard, and the playing of the national anthem. Please be seated. Thank you, Air Force Base Honor Guard. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome our civilian and military distinguished guests in attendance today. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Representing the Honorable Kevin Stitt, Governor of the State of Oklahoma, Secretary Ben Robinson. The Honorable Jim Inhofe, United States Senator from the State of Oklahoma. The Honorable James Lankford, United States Senator from the State of Oklahoma. Lieutenant General Gene Kirkland, Commander, Air Force Sustainment Center. Our hosts, Brigadier General Chris Hill, Commander, Oklahoma City Air Logistics Complex, and Colonel Paul Filczek, Commander, 72nd Air Base Wing. We extend a warm welcome to all our elected officials, general officers, senior executive service leaders, commanders, directors, distinguished community partners, and members of Team Tinker. We are pleased that you are here to help us celebrate what is a very exciting event for the United States Air Force, Tinker Air Force Base, and our community. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lieutenant General Gene Kirkland.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for this important occasion for our Air Force, Tinker Air Force Base, our base neighbors, and our workforce. It's wonderful to have both Senator Inhofe and Senator Langford here this morning. And Secretary Robinson, thank you for representing Governor Stitt and the state of Oklahoma. Elected officials, other guests, our union partners, thank you all for turning out. I'd like to quickly put in context the significance of today's ceremony, then turn it over to our other speakers. Today marks the beginning of the KC-46 era at Tinker Air Force Base and the Oklahoma City Air Logistics Complex. We celebrate the opening of the first of habitual 14 dock spaces which will make up the depot campus for the KC-46 Pegasus refueling aircraft. And importantly, the future depot campus will benefit from the design and layout made possible by land acquired with help from the state of Oklahoma. As a result, your Air Force will generate significant sustainment cost savings over the KC-46's lifespan, which I expect will stretch well into the second half of this century. It's no accident that our Air Force leadership selected Tinker Air Force Base for the Pegasus Depot campus. Given the base's long and excellent track record maintaining the legacy KC-135 refueling aircraft and bolstered by a world-class workforce and unmatched community support. And Senator Inhofe, sir, it's also no accident this comes after your sustained and direct engagement for years to bring this mission to Tinker and ensure this base's long-term viability. Thank you for that, Senator. And so thank you to all who made this happen. The vision of the Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce and the Oklahoma Industries Authority, the strong engagement from elected officials at federal and state levels, and the close coordination between the 72nd Air Base Wing and the Army Corps of Engineers to design and construct this hangar. From the Air Force Sustainment Center perspective, I am proud we will provide our highly skilled technicians a modern workspace, but also that this milestone strengthens our center's role in supporting the National Defense Strategy. The future of this mission belongs to the Oklahoma City Air Logistics Complex in support to Mobility Air Force's warfighters and the KC-46 Program Office. For everyone here, thank you for joining us this morning and for your continued advocacy of Tinker's mission, our workforce, and our families. Now, in a minute, we'll hear from that Depot Commander, Brigadier General Hill, but before we do, we'll be blessed to hear from both of Oklahoma's senators. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm Tinker welcome for the senior senator from Oklahoma, Senator Jim Inhofe. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Late last night, Senator Langford and I were in the same plane coming back from Washington, and we talked about what a big deal this really is. A lot of people don't understand it, but it took a lot of years and a lot of doing it. I remember so well in 2016, when we knew we had it nailed down, we knew it was going to be reality. We had an event here at Tinker, but also at Altus. And I remember at the Altus event, we had then the Secretary of the Air Force, Deborah Lee James was her name. And I recall, and I don't know why it struck me this way, but during the time for my remarks, I said, you know, in 1959, two great things happened. Number one, my wife and I got married. And number two, the first KC-135 came to Oklahoma. Now stop and think about how long ago that was. 60 years ago. So when we were talking about it, and we talked about the significance of this thing, Deborah James' response was, well, I guess that secures both Tinker Air Force Base and Altus Air Force Base for the next 60 years. That's how big a deal this is, and I applaud all of you that had something to do with that. And this is a truly great day, not just for Tinker, but for all of Oklahoma. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Inhofe. Next, we welcome Senator James Langford.
Let me echo what's already been said. This is a very significant day. We lose track of days like this, and when we sit in a new facility like this, to be able to realize how different this is than many other places in the country. What we're seeing is the first of 14 facilities that will be like this on this base, covering 156 acres, or as we like to say in Oklahoma, 118 football fields. This is an incredible amount of space that's been stretched out here, that's been a partnership between the state, between city government, between the chamber, between obviously what's happening on the federal side as well, but it's also a signature to the excellent work that's happened with the professionals here at Tinker Air Force Base. That when Big Air Force looked to be able to note where is the best place to be able to do this maintenance, where can the job get done and get done well, they looked at the professionals that were here in Oklahoma and here in this region and said they're doing excellent work, let's expand them. So to all the professionals that work here, to all the folks that are in blue that have served here, and to what's going to happen here in the decades to come, this is a very significant moment for our state and for our region and for the jobs in our area. So thank you for continuing to be able to do a good job in the days ahead. And when the KC-46 gets here next summer to fall, when it arrives, Tinker will be ready. And that's a very good day for all of us.
Thank you, Senator Langford. Next, we welcome Brigadier General Chris Hill.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is a big day for our Air Force. It's a big day for the state of Oklahoma, and it's an even bigger day for the Oklahoma City Air Logistics Complex. I'd like to begin by offering my sincere thanks to our honored guests and distinguished visitors. Your steadfast support is world-class. We are grateful and humbled by your unwavering commitment. Thank you for taking valuable time from your busy schedules to witness this historic milestone. I am thinking of the military adage that suggests what's past is prologue, meaning that history provides the context and perspective for the present. Throughout almost 80 years of history at Tinker Air Force Base, I am reminded and encouraged that our headquarters, Building 3001, which started construction in 1942 as an aircraft production plant, and in March of 1943 produced its first production C-47 aircraft, frankly, before the full construction of the building was even complete. That building is a cornerstone of readiness for our Air Force today. Just to the south of where we stand today sits Building 9001. Once an automobile assembly plant, it now houses almost 2,400 employees, more than 3 times the number of workers from its original design, and now, as a world-class maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility of more than 2 million square feet, produces aircraft engines, flight controls, and anchors material management, engineering, and organic manufacturing for your complex today. And here today, we mark another chapter, another new beginning. This brand new 55,000 square foot beauty represents the first of 14 such facilities, as Senator Langford said. These facilities will support and sustain the future of rapid global mobility of the United States Air Force. You might see more progress across the taxiway as we anticipate the occupancy of the Double Bay facility in the late spring and early summer of next year. And in the coming days, another hangar will begin construction immediately to the west of this facility we're in here today. When complete, the KC-46 campus will contain ramp parking, aircraft engine run-up spots, and a software integration laboratory. As the new campus expands, the Oklahoma City Air Logistics Complex will grow and mature so that in 2028, We expect to sustain a new fleet of 179 aircraft and anticipate 90 aircraft inductions per year by 2029. Today marks the beginning of that journey, and Tinker's selection to maintain and sustain the KC-46 Pegasus tanker assures that the long-term viability of this mission of delivering warfighter capability and readiness to the Air Force and combatant commanders around the globe, which our civilian and military airmen here have been doing for decades. This is a big deal, and here's why. For the first time in the history of our Air Force, the KC-46 will be the first commercial derivative aircraft sustained from day one in an Air Force or organic maintenance and repair depot. This is a tremendous vote of trust and confidence in the professional knowledge, skills, and abilities of our team. And we accept this responsibility both professionally and personally. Please know that your airmen are working their tails off to ensure that training, provisioning, parts support, support equipment, technical data, and sustaining engineering are ready for that first aircraft induction here in September of 2020. Through the course of history, one theme is clear. The decisive leadership, the unwavering commitment, and a can-do spirit of the people that are represented here today are unequivocally our most effective competitive advantage, and we look forward to a very bright future. We are thankful for your support, and we are committed. We are all in. We're committed like pigs to breakfast for the success of this mission and the proud legacy and the bright future of Tinker Air Force Base and the Oklahoma City Air Logistics Complex. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Hill. Please join the following guests in front of the stage for the ribbon cutting. Senator Inhofe, Senator Langford, General Kirkland, Brigadier General John Newberry, Air Force Program Executive Officer for Tankers, Air Force Life Cycle Management Center, Colonel Filchek, Mr. Roy Williams, President and CEO of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce, and Ms. Kathy O'Connor, President and CEO of the Alliance for Economic Development of Oklahoma City, Incorporated. Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Reception, and we thank you for attending. This concludes our ceremony. Have a great Air Force Day.